Hello friends and welcome to the latest edition of the Chatty Corner for November 2020. So this is going to be probably a bit of a short one, just a really quick update of things that are going on and not really going to follow the typical format of past few Chatty Corners. And I'm going to just come out and say why. It is because this will be the last Chatty Corner for the foreseeable future. This is not anything about the channel itself. The channel itself is still absolutely going strong and I'm seeing growth in places and I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with what I'm doing. There will be some changes around here and this is part of those changes really, so this is basically what this is going to be. It is me saying that this will be the last Chatty Corner for the foreseeable future because honestly, half the time, I don't really know what I'm doing with this show. The whole point of it is like a community engagement kind of thing, so like addressing comments, sort of informing what's coming up. The thing is though, I don't think anyone really engages with it anyway, so it's not really doing its purpose. The two kind of main things that I've included in this that I do want to keep around, more than anything else, are going to be schedule updates and like recommendations of other videos that people should be watching, and I think I can probably better serve that in separate videos, like just put a little thing up sort of end of the month, like here's what's coming up next month kind of thing, just like a little 5-minute video that tells you what's what. And then like for recommendations, again, that'd be something that maybe every couple of months or so I'll put out a video and be like, hey, you guys should watch this stuff as well, it's pretty cool. If you've been enjoying my stuff, here's what I've been enjoying and you might enjoy this too, that kind of thing. So I'm going to sort of take the constituent parts of the show and kind of separate them out and put them elsewhere. Yeah, and I mean, like, if there's ever going to be a thing of like people desperate to ask me questions or whatever, I'll probably maybe do occasional Chatty Corners where I answer questions, I don't know. But when every time I've asked for questions, no one actually gives me any. So that's always always good, because, you know, well, you know, I can't really do community engagement if you guys aren't engaging. And that's fine, whatever, I get it. So this will be kind of retired for the time being, but also I thought I'm going to sit down with you guys and I'm going to talk about what's coming up in the coming few months, actually, not just the coming weeks. Oh no, I'm going to give you like the next few months, because I've been doing a lot of thinking, kind of been playing around with new stuff over the course of the year, seeing how things go and all that, and kind of been making some decisions of what happens in the next few months. Because we're coming up to December, and if you've been around a while you should know what's coming. Even though I've changed what I'm doing, I'm still going to be doing the advent calendar. I'll get to that in a second. But also my thinking is I kind of want to do like a retrospective thing in February, which is like the anniversary of the channel, to kind of go over like the change in content and all of that sort of stuff, and kind of address some frequently asked questions and just do all that and sort of assess how this sort of relaunched year has gone. It's kind of like a little, you know, fully transitioning over kind of thing. I just think that'd be kind of fun. So and then what I'm going to be doing is January, to kind of fill the void rather than kind of jump back onto normal schedule and then kind of jump out of it for the February stuff. I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to change this around a bit. So I'll do some slightly more unusual stuff in January. So I'm going to walk you through what's happening in the next few months, and I will explain my reasonings for doing some of these things. So November, you might notice this is going up on a Friday, not on a Monday, and that is because like the Halloween special took so goddamn long to make. I was making it right up to the wire. I managed to get it out for patrons at like 9 PM on the 30th of October, which was supposed to be its original release, so that was its early access Patreon release, and the final video went up on Halloween itself, so a day late, and I managed to get it almost on time, but not quite. But because of that, I was like, do you know what, that weekend I haven't been able to do the Advent stuff that I want to do in preparation, because I want to get that done pretty early, and then was like, I just want to kind of relax a bit after all of that, so I'm not actually going to be doing, so I didn't prep anything else for this week. But also I've been planning stuff for like the last few months and planning ahead quite a bit, and this month I only really had 3 things planned anyway, and I was always like, there's the 4th week, what do I want to do there? This is how I'm fixing that problem. I'm just doing a Chatty Corner for this week. largely to explain what's going on in the next few months, because it's going to be kind of an odd one, really. So in the next 2 weeks, we're going to be seeing a couple of Ferrets Firsts, and this is because Ferrets Firsts are easy to get out the door, and I have Advent stuff to work on simultaneously, so a couple of nice little quick videos that don't take me a huge amount of effort will be put out a lot while I'm doing some other stuff in the background. On the 27th is going to be the final episode of Losing the Plot for the year. That is because there won't be one in December, because that's going to be full of other stuff, so I do not have the time to make another episode of Losing the Plot. As much as it would be fun to look at some sort of Christmassy theme in Losing the Plot, it's not going to happen. It's just not. Maybe next year, maybe I can find a way to make that work, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, it is going to be on Alan Wake. I was going to do something else and do the Alan Wake thing early next year, but then the other thing I was doing just did not come together. It's not like I scrapped it, it's just that I just have not got enough stuff to work with right now, and it's a bigger game and I just haven't got the footage I need, and I just haven't got all that sorted. But the Alan Wake stuff, I have all the footage I need, so I'm just like, why don't I just do that one now rather than rush to try and fix this other one that I can do at a later date. So Alan Wake is going to be the Losing the Plot thing. So looking at kind of the weird themes of that, because I went back and played that, because, you know, in case you missed it, Control was my game of the year last year. I might not have mentioned this. I feel like I've been quite quiet on this game. Anyway, so yeah, I signed up to Game Pass and played Alan Wake, and I was just like, well, I'm going to record this while I play through it, so that, like, you know, maybe I might be able to do something with it as like a kind of follow-up to the Control video I did. You know, different Remedy game, might as well. So I recorded the whole thing while I was playing through it, so I've got the whole game recorded, so I might as well go and do that. December is Advent Calendar time, as always. So if you're not aware of what the Advent Calendar is, that is a 24-day celebration leading up to Christmas where I play a random game each day. Now, last year I did a challenge run, and I'd been planning to do the same thing this year, and then I noticed there was a big button that said surprise me on Game Pass for PC. So I was like, well, maybe for a laugh, let's just see what happens if I press that button every day. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm saying every day. I've already recorded all the intros and made the selections, so, you know, I'm in the process of starting to record all of the actual videos themselves, so that they're ready for December. So that's that. But also December is going to end with a nice big kind of countdown video of all the games I've played this year and where I rank them all against each other. It's going to be like the top 100 games of the year last year, except for a couple of things. Number 1, it's not as big. Number 2, it's not going to take as long. Number 3, a bunch of it I've already got footage for and all that, so it's not going to be as headache inducing as the top 100 was, because I had to sit down and get footage for 100 separate games, the vast majority of which I did not have footage for. Some I did, some I didn't. Whereas this one, I've got Last of Us footage, I've got Animal Crossing footage, I've got World of Horror footage, because I've made videos on them already. Things like No Straight Roads and Resident Evil 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake I did Ferrets Firsts on, so they're ready to go in there as well, so it's great. And then I worked out how many games I got left, and some in like 15. I'm just like, well, alright, I can do that. I've played a bunch of stuff, so I'm going to make a big celebratory end of year thing. So, January, like I said, I'm going to do some interesting things to see what works, I guess. Largely because I'm putting the usual schedule on hold for December because of the Advent Calendar. That's standard practice, but because I'm going to do like all the retrospective stuff in February, and the February stuff is going to have some major announcements regarding the future of the series that you've been watching this year. So some of those things will be changing around, some of them will be modified, some of them will be jettisoned. Some things will be jettisoned. I'm just going to put that out there. And obviously Chatty Corner is pretty clearly one of them, because this is the last one I'm doing. But I felt like I'll do this big update as the final thing, and then that's the end of that for now. But what I'm going to be doing in January, don't know if I want to give you the specifics yet. I might just do, like I said, the schedule update, and you'll get some things. So these will be series that don't necessarily fit into the boxes that I've got things in right now. They're ideas that I have and would like to try stuff out And yeah, just kind of see how people react to those things. They don't fit into what I'm currently doing, like the why it's rad and bad or the losing the plot stuff, and they're not first impressions videos. They're unusual compared to what I do. They don't fit into that box. I'm like, well, let's just throw those ideas together into 1 month, see how people react to them, and see what I can do with that. It's kind of where it is. January is going to be me kind of testing the waters for some stuff, I guess. It's pilot season, I guess, is what you could say. And February is the anniversary of the channel, and I'm going to do what, essentially, if I hadn't sort of dipped in and out of this channel over the last 10 years, 12 years, it would be a 10th anniversary special, and it's what I would have wanted to do for a 10th anniversary special, is kind of look back over the entire history of the channel, what I've learned, what I can do better, what's going forward, you know, that sort of stuff. But unfortunately, the 10th anniversary I did a soft relaunch, so that's kind of what happened there. So obviously I couldn't really do that then, and I did like a bigger, more dramatic relaunch slightly after the anniversary this year. So next year I've got it planned that I'm going to do a thing. It's not just going to be me sitting around talking about myself, it's me kind of going like, if you're looking at doing YouTube stuff, here's some stuff I'd recommend. Now obviously you could probably look at my views and look at my engagement and stuff like that and think, well, I'm not sure I want to learn lessons from him, because it's still a lot of work to go in there, really. And that's true, but that's kind of the point, is like things that I know to do better going forward and how I can bring those into to all this. It'll make sense when you get there, but also at the end of it is going to be me looking at this relaunch and the new content that I put out over the course of the year, and basically saying like, here's what worked, here's what didn't, here's what I've learned, here's where things go going forward. So I'm going to keep that cryptic. I kind of know where things are going, but there's still some stuff I want to work out before February, and that's what you're going to get in February. I don't know if there's going to be anything else in February. I think getting a loser the plot out would be a good idea, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to sit and figure some stuff out, especially in December. But yeah, once I've figured all that out, February you'll have this big retrospective, which will kind of go into my thoughts of why I moved away from doing Let's Plays and why I'm doing all the essay review type stuff that I'm doing now, and like where I'm going to take that, essentially. So it should be an interesting watch, I hope, and hopefully maybe I'll put out a video where people finally realise that I'm not doing the PlayStation All-Star stuff anymore. Like, even though I've turned comments off, I still sometimes get things, like there was one about a month ago, I think, where I hadn't turned... I don't think I've turned comments off for every video yet, but there's one video that I got a comment on, was saying like, oh, it's been so many years and he still hasn't done any more of these. I'm just like, yeah, I've made it clear elsewhere that I'm not doing it anymore. So if I can clarify a lot of that in a video that very explicitly clarifies that, that would be great. So yeah, we're going to have a bunch of stuff going on in the next few months. So that's what's planned, really. So you'll get a schedule update in January, which will tell you specifically what weird stuff I'm doing in January. I might be asking for your thoughts as well about, you know, the past year of stuff that I've done since March, really. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoy what's coming up. Hopefully you've enjoyed October's Halloween Spooktacular. I thought it was a lot of fun. Sorry for the lack of a detention ferrets first. I did record it, it had no audio, because I screwed it all up really badly. That's entirely my fault. It's not like a tech issue or anything. It is literally just like I didn't click a setting that I should have clicked. I know now not to do that again, so that's going to prevent that problem ever happening again, he says. There's always going to be one session where I'm just like, oh, everything's all set up, and I forget to click the one thing that I need to click to make sure I get sound. That is it, I guess, for the Chatty Corner for the time being. It may come back in some format. I don't know. I'm constantly trying out new things, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, this just doesn't quite do what I want it to do, unfortunately, at the moment. Maybe in future it could come back and do what I want it to do, but I don't know. So we'll see what happens there. And yeah, I will retire this for now. Hopefully you enjoy what's coming up in the coming months, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye.